My name is Clay McLeod, and this Prezi is about mindful communicative kindness, a concept that I came up with while I was doing my Master of Arts in Education. I am an elementary school teacher and an educational consultant. You can see my classroom website at mrmcleod.weebly.com, and you can see my consulting website at www.continuumconsulting.ca. Mindful communicative kindness is when both speaker and listener work together in mutual awareness to deliberately share meaning with one another in ways which support truth and wisdom, unclouded by ignorance, in order to reduce suffering for speaker, listener, and others from a perspective of profound respect for and a sense of communion with one another and all phenomena. Mindful communicative kindness incorporates an understanding of the profound interdependence of phenomena, and it derives from a wholehearted aspiration to connect with others and cultivate wholesome mind and heart states in oneself and others, as well as beneficial circumstances in the world. Let's unpack that rather large and complicated definition. Speaker and listener together. The word communicate is related to the word community. Communication implies having something in common. Communication is sharing meaning. Looking at communication this way, it can be seen as a cure for separation, competition, and alienation. True communication can be connection in action. Another aspect of mindful communicative kindness is awareness. Mindfulness, which is part of awareness, can be defined as being aware of what is happening in the present moment in a calm and non-judgmental way. To communicate clearly, it is helpful to be aware of what you're really thinking, what the best way to say it might be, and how the other person seems to be feeling when he or she hears you. When you are aware of these things, you are more likely to understand the other person and have him or her understand you. This kind of awareness improves connection. Another aspect of mindful communicative kindness is stress, and this is an aspect that it is trying to alleviate. People can feel stressed in many different ways for many different reasons. Everybody experiences some stress. Stress includes sadness, affliction, pain, anxiety, dissatisfaction, discomfort, anguish, misery, and aversion. Stress is reflected in society and the world as illness, violence, war, discrimination, oppression, exploitation, poverty, marginalization, and ecological degradation. Practicing mindful communicative kindness helps to reduce stress. Another aspect that is important to consider when you're thinking about mindful communicative kindness is that of connection and interdependence. This is a quote from Martin Luther King Jr., and I really like this one. It comes from the Massey lectures in the late 1960s, and different parts of it are used in quite commonly in different contexts, but I like the whole quote altogether. It really boils down to this, that all life is interrelated. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied into a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. We are made to live together because of the interrelated structure of reality. Did you ever stop to think that you can't leave for your job in the morning without being dependent upon most of the world? You get up in the morning and go to the bathroom and reach over for the sponge, and that's handed to you by a Pacific Islander. You reach for a bar of soap, and that's given to you at the hands of a Frenchman. And then you go into the kitchen to drink your coffee for the morning, and that is poured into your cup by a South American. And maybe you want tea. That's poured into your cup by a Chinese. Or maybe you desire to have cocoa for breakfast, and that's poured into your cup by a West African. And then you reach over for your toast, and that's given to you at the hands of an English-speaking farmer, not to mention the baker. And before you finish your breakfast in the morning, you've depended on more than half the world. This is the way our universe is structured. That is its interrelated quality. We aren't going to have peace on Earth until we recognize this basic fact of the interrelated structure of all reality. Martin Luther King Jr. We are profoundly connected to one another. In fact, all people and things are fundamentally interconnected and interdependent. They depend on one another. That is what this ENSO represents. Indra's net is a metaphor, and this metaphor imagines a cosmic lattice structure that has millions of jewels in it. When you look at all the facets of each jewel in Indra's net, you see all the other millions of jewels reflected by each one of those facets. As the Vietnamese peace activist Thich Nhat Hanh puts it, the one is present in the all, and the all is present in the one. This means that the reduction of stress for one means the reduction of stress for all. The goals of mindful communicative kindness are to cultivate wholesome states and habits of mind and positive and helpful circumstances in society and the world. The psychology of mindful communicative kindness is the psychology of mindfulness-based stress reduction. Each person's mind has the potential for many different states, ranging from happiness, joy, peace, generosity, openness, and love, to sorrow, grief, stress, greed, aversion, and hatred. According to the psychology of mindfulness-based stress reduction, also known as MBSR, the more you experience a state, the more it becomes a habit of mind. This is an aspect of something called neuroplasticity. You can change your brain, and potential mind states are like seeds that can be nurtured or neglected. Positive psychology. When one is mindful of the things that one thinks and feels, one can cultivate or strengthen positive ways of thinking and feeling and abandon or let go of negative ways of thinking and feeling. Or one cannot allow those negative ways of thinking and feeling to arise in the first place. Your mind is a garden. Your thoughts are the seeds. You can grow flowers or you can grow weeds. Unhelpful states of mind. Unhelpful states and habits of mind include greed, hatred, and ignorance. These unhelpful ways of thinking and feeling lead to stress. Moreover, they can result in speech and action that is harmful. Positive states of mind. Positive states of mind include love, kindness, caring, friendliness, openness, generosity, and wisdom. Train your brain. Remember that the more you experience a state of mind, the more you strengthen or nurture it. The more you experience a state of mind, the more of a habit of mind it becomes. Because of our connection with others, our states and habits of mind have an impact on others. The quality of our presence, including thoughts, words, and actions, impacts others. When we train our brains, we help ourselves, but we also help those around us. Moreover, positive states of mind make the world a better place. So when we train and take care of our brains, we are taking care of the whole world. For instance, being environmentally aware is a state of mind that helps the planet. Standing up and speaking out against bullying is the result of habits of mind and helps whole communities. To summarize, let's do some kindness math. Being mindful of the impact of one's thoughts, words, and actions, as well as the situation of the person that one is communicating with, equals kindness in action. This kindness in action, plus an awareness of the connection one shares with people and all things, equals communication that is a powerful force for good in the world. Putting effort into generating and strengthening positive and helpful states of mind in oneself and nurturing them in others reduces stress and makes happiness and peace possible. The energy that arises from these kinds of interactions has the potential to change the entire world for the better. The most precious gift we can offer others is our presence. When mindfulness embraces those we love, they will bloom like flowers. Thich Nhat Hanh. Listen deeply, also from Thich Nhat Hanh. And finally, from Thich Nhat Hanh again, I am determined to practice deep listening. I am determined to practice loving speech. This aspiration reflects the receptive and the expressive aspects of communication. And if everyone were to aspire to this commitment, then the world would be a better place. Thank you for listening. Once again, my name is Clay McLeod, and you can find my website at www.continuumconsulting.ca.